Well, with the autopen scandal that I think a lot of the left wants us to forget about, it continues because during a closed-door hearing with the House Oversight Committee, former White House physician who took care of Joe Biden, this is Kevin O'Connor, he refused to answer direct questions, instead pleaded the fifth. So there were two questions that he pleaded the fifth on, specifically that maybe should make you raise your eyebrows a little. Number one was, were you ever told to lie about the president's health? I plead the fifth. Did you? Well, hold on. First of all, that's a little curious. Why would you plead the fifth on that? That's a very obvious, no, I wasn't told to lie. That would be wrong. And obviously, we love democracy as much as we say we do. And we don't think that a weird, shadowy cabal should be ruling the country. It should be no, I didn't lie. He pleaded the fifth instead. Second question, did you ever believe President Biden was unfit to execute his duty? I plead the fifth. Curious. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and get this out of the way. The excuse that the doctor's attorney is arguing is they said that this committee has indicated to Dr. O'Connor and his attorneys that it does not intend to honor one of the most well-known privileges in our law, the physician-patient privilege, and revealing confidential patient information would violate the most fundamental ethical duty of a physician. Of course, they say he could lose his license, blah, 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 blah. But how are you violating any sort of physician-patient privilege by answering if you were ever told to lie about the president's health? Mm-hmm. That's not giving any sort of medical information. That doesn't violate HIPAA law. That's saying, did anyone instruct you to lie that Joe Biden was, or not even that he was not fit when you said that he was, but just were you told to lie about anything? He couldn't answer. I don't think that constitutes any sort of physician-patient privilege. I think that is their entire lie unraveling and them trying to figure out how they can continue this charade until something else big maybe happens and people, it's like a squirrel thing where they think someone's going to get onto something else. My hope is that they never do, because this is one of the biggest scandals in American history, and we have to get to the bottom of it eventually, despite Joe Biden's doctor pleading the fifth.
Yeah, that's a clever question for whoever made it that way. There's multiple different ways where you could get around the patient doctor-patient privilege thing there. He's clearly just using that as a shield so that he won't have to say a damn thing. Mm-hmm. But I mean, this goes way back. Did you guys read Jake Tapper's book at all? And that Axios reporter.
I refused to give him the time of day. Well, I certainly wasn't going to buy it. I'm not paying for this book.
We did a show where we included a lot of the claims from all the different sources, and kind of pulled them together. Of course, called them out on their hypocrisy for not mentioning it earlier. But some of these claims go all the way back to 2020, like when he was on the campaigning for president. It goes back to then. And that's when they first noticed a cognitive decline, that there was something not quite right there. Not all 6 beers were in that 6-pack, and they knew it back then. Mm-hmm. How many doctors were a part of that at that point, from covering it up from then all the way up until this last election? Yeah. I mean, this is a conspiracy upon conspiracies upon conspiracies, and Biden's closest people were in on it. Sounds like his doctors were probably in on it too. Seems like they would have to be. Do I ever expect anything to come out of it? Nah, not really.
Shut up, Jason.
It's the way it works,
right?
Shut up,
Jason.
Russiagate happens, and the only justice we see is a low-level FBI lawyer that screwed around with some paperwork. That's it.
Yeah.
That will make you lose all faith in hoping for any kind of justice on anything ever.
Well, on top of that, Matt, you also have, of course, you've got this doctor pleading the fifth, but you also have, back in 2024, this doctor actually met with Joe Biden at the White House for 7 hours with a man. You can see it on this. It's Kevin Kennard, who happens to be a Parkinson's specialist. So Dr. O'Connor and Kevin Kennard are coming into the White House and meeting with Joe Biden for 7 hours long. They didn't finish their meeting until midnight. And we're just supposed to believe that they were just old friends catching up, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a friend a friend used to tell me every once in a while, he would just utter this line and say, TV lies to you. And government lies to you. And in this case, similar to Epstein, right? In broad daylight, we all saw this. I mean, what Jason was saying about 2020, oh yeah, I remember what you were saying. Like, yeah, that's when we started realizing the guy was out of it. He wasn't fully there, right?
I think it was during a debate when his eye filled up with blood.
Yeah.
Like, wait.
That was kind of a problem. Kind of a thing.
That's weird.
This doddering old man does not seem like he's fit to be president, said the normal person in the audience. Oh no!
It was like that Leonardo DiCaprio meme where he's like,
"Yes,
hey, he's bleeding. Half the eye."
Like, what the hell is going on? But we were assured it's fine, right? And now you get the doctor in, again, broad daylight, right in front of your face, saying, "Oh, I have to plead the fifth on these two questions. I wonder why."
Right?
Maybe because they would incriminate you. So now we get to the justice question again. But here, I'm going to be part of the 5%. Say everyone will go to jail. No. I do think that there is a good chance here because the administration is serious about it. Our buddy Mike Howell at the Oversight Project has done some good work on this, and there actually is a lot of prosecutable stuff where people could get in real trouble, specifically for the autopen, right? So for covering up that the old man is senile, as happened, or incapacitated, as happened with Woodrow Wilson, happened with FDR. We're back to square one. That happens every so often. But with the autopen, there are real violations of stuff that's written down in books, and I think that there is an easy route there to actually going after people. But we're still in this place in this administration where we have to wait a little bit longer, right? But that is something that has some legs. So
did you see Neera Tanden's
excuse
on that?
Yeah.
That's when I was like.
Go ahead and tell the audience.
I lost even more hope that anything was going to happen. So basically, Neera Tanden, like the head of American Progress, like the largest liberal, she's not a yes person. Mm-hmm. Like she makes policy.
Right.
She's not like an undersecretary to the undersecretary. She was like, I was just given this from other kids, like in the hallway.
I don't know if it came directly from
right. Who am I? I was just
told me it did.
I was handed this. I don't remember, and they were just like, "Here, have the autopen sign it." Bull crap. No. That's how it's going to be with all of them. They're like, it just came on high. We just assumed it was from the president.
Who ordered it? I don't know.
That's what they're all going to say. It's so ridiculous. Like,
I also think it's a damn shame that let's say. I like your answer better than Jason's, Matt, okay? Because I don't like thinking that we're never going to get answers on this.
I've just lost all hope.
One of the greatest scandals in American history.
Black Bill Jason. Tune in today.
Yes. Yeah. But what I think is a damn shame is Joe Biden is like an actual bad person. Like he is not a good person. And I do think that even if we do get some sort of anything on this, he's going to get a pass because he's the old senile man who's about to die and nobody's going to want to go after him. But in actuality, he's just as corrupt as all of them. And he's a bad freaking person. And he's just going to get to ride off into the sunset like he was just some good guy.
But certain kinds of these, as Howell and friends are working on, and the weaponization at DOJ.
Howell and Friends.
Yes.
It's a morning show.
Yeah, exactly. Howell and Friends. He has many nefarious friends, lawyers, gangsters. No, they have a hard hitting team of people, and you got to have some people at DOJ as well.
Yeah.
And this is just, you cannot have at least certain of these documents. You can't have an autopen signature.
Right.
It's black and white.
Yeah.
So that is really interesting, and that's something again that needs to be pursued. And we also have to give it to the administration. All these people have ongoing stuff, new stuff. I mean, the FBI still has to chase down bad guys, right?
Sure.
But the theme of the show today, I guess, is these offenses have to be punished. They cannot let it go. And with the autopen thing, it's like, if you're going to let that go, are we going to do that again?
Right.
Are we? So it doesn't really matter. This is not really a law. It doesn't matter if the president actually signs something.
Right.
All right. Well, good luck with that, America. That's not going to work out very well. And I have to say, this is hilarious being on the show with you being the black-pilled one, because I am usually pride myself on never really having that kind of hope inside. But you know what's changed is all my sociopathic young MAGA friends.
Yeah, they're all the ones that are there.
They've really shown me that sometimes irrational hope is a good thing. You know
what's disturbingly funny, but it should be sad, is that
God,
remember like in movies where it was like the guy at some 3-letter agency would be like, you don't want to risk getting called in front of Congress, in front of the hearing, and then doom dramatic music. No, oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
Now it's like they get called in front of Congress all the time, autopen, whatever, and it's like
happens.
Lie, cheat, steal.
Well, yeah. Or you can just say you're not going to do it, like Jill Biden's senior advisor. His name escapes me. What's his name, Jason?
Oh,
Anthony or something?
Bernal.
Yeah. You could be him. I mean, if you're Steve Bannon, you get thrown into prison.
Just him.
Right. But apparently it's just Steve Bannon that gets in trouble if you don't abide by a subpoena for Congress. If you like this clip and you want to see the full episode, click here. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, come on, you know you do. Click here.